everyone, Junior Bacon Chi here. I decided to make a Demon Hunter Holy Priest video because someone was curious about it a little bit back. It's been a minute since I posted some videos, but now I'm back at it again. Here we're doing Balanced Druid, Guardian Druid. I normally just do Healer DPS, but we lost to these guys a couple times. And it was really hard to actually beat these guys. So this is the only time we beat them. Basically, you have to get this Balanced Druid down super quick if you guys ever run into this combo. They can just bounce around, and then the Guardian Druid just basically stuns, disorients, slows, and does all that crap, and you can't really focus the Guardian because they can just last forever. So you'll notice my Demon Hunter buddy is just trying to chase them down, and I get rooted and silenced over and over. There's cyclones. There's just a lot of stuff that they can do to get you down. So I'll pop a holy or ray of hope on my Demon Hunter, get everybody back up. I've already popped apotheosis to be able to bust out those the heals pretty well. Every time I go to do stuff, they can also incapacitate and silence and do interrupts. So, and they have huge healing outputs. So this was just pretty tricky because they're so. I mean, the Demon Hunter's pretty. He's pretty mobile, but the Balanced Druid is able to just keep out of him. So here, the only way we win is by doing my stun, and then I start doing damage, so we can actually get out there. And then still, you'll notice this Guardian Druid is still able to just do some pretty decent damage. So then I start trying to heal my buddy, but he keeps line of sighting me again and again. So I tried to heal him, still line of sight, tried to heal him, and so finally I just grip him over to me because I'm sick of him running away. But we end up winning that one. Alright, so these next two games, I'm actually going to go ahead and speed up the playback because these games are pretty long. So basically what I want you to get out of this game, pretty decent combo, Arms Warrior, Resto Druid. I basically do all the basic things, do Holy Ward on myself, do the Mind Control stuns whenever I can do those things. You'll notice he just tried to stun me with his axe, but I have Holy Ward on me. And then just go back, if you get Holy spells kicked, just do Mind Control. If you have your Shadow spells kicked, just start healing again. But what I was going to say is basically what it is that I think you should get out of this is don't be afraid to swap. Resto Druids and myself, I'm not sure as far as like Discipline Priests and things like that are concerned. Well, pretty much all healers have a lot of defensives. So basically, if you just focus on the healer the entire time, this will happen. I mean, I'm not going down. Resto Druid is not going down. You wait for it to get really high dampening, and you'll notice my Demon Hunter switches onto the Arms Warrior, and then we win. So it's just about playing the dampening game at this point. He's sticking on their healers, so that way they can't do just Cyclone and stun chains and things of that nature. In fact, in a minute in this actual game, my Demon Hunter disconnects, so I think he's disconnected right now. And then he tells me that he comes back from being disconnected, and then we actually come back and win. So he just barely got. Yeah, so he said that he just got disconnected. So now he's back. I basically Mind Control, heal up, bust out my Holy Ward, always on cooldown. I got Holy locked, so then I go back to Mind Control, get him underneath the bridge, then I can actually start healing up again. And then I noticed that he was rooted, and at that point, if he was still rooted, I was going to dispel him. It's much more important for you to be able to top yourself off than to dispel a root and have him have 2 seconds more uptime than for you to be able to actually stay alive, because both of us were about 40% at that point. Again, Mind Control. get him off. He trinkets, get a heal up, get all. It's literally just a balance between Ray of Hope, Holy Ward. I just popped a Greater Fade because he kicked me. Then I get him up off the bridge again. Every time I get kicked with Holy, you just mind control. Every time you get kicked with mind control, just go back to healing. And expect if you get kicked with healing spells and you go to mind control, they'll probably stun, silent, or fear, do some sort of crowd control because they've just kicked your holy spells, so they want as much uptime. So now you'll notice they're switching. So he's now focusing on Arms Warrior. I mind control him. I stun the Resto Druid after mind control. I'm going to start doing whatever it is that I can do. Mind control again. I'm going to do everything I can do to get him down. So I do a mix between healing my guy, mind controlling their Resto, and I got Cycloned here, trinketed that. Start getting my Demon Hunter up, and then I just start doing heals and heals and heals, and we end up winning. Because at this point, when dampening is that high, it's hard to go to mind control, because when you mind control someone, you're taking yourself out of the fight as well. So when dampening is that high, you just have to focus on healing. Alright, this one goes into pretty high dampening as well. Pretty decent, difficult fights. This one's Discipline Priest, Elemental Shaman. I go right out of the bat and I stun the Elemental Shaman. They stun me in return, and then I go to mind control. They try and push me. He has that little knockback, things like that. And I'm still just going to mind control him, get my heals back up, and just play the dampening game. So you'll notice every once in a while they'll interrupt my shadow, and then they stun. The Elemental Shaman had a habit of interrupting and then doing their little pet stun or their totem stun. So that became a habit of his, and I just saw they were putting pressure on me. Do Greater Fade, get those guys up. Always keep Prayer of Mending up. Prayer of Mending is like insanely helpful, especially with something like anything with a dot, whether it's a bleed or a dot. So like I've got a dot on me from the Flame Shock and the Power Word Pain or whatever it is. And it just makes it so even though you're not taking tons of damage, that Prayer of Mending just bounce, and it gets you up really, really quickly. I'm going to mind control the Priest, and then I get stunned. Mind control him again, get interrupted. Prayer of Mending is just bouncing back and forth. I end up getting stunned. A surprising amount of stuns and crowd control for this combo, more than I thought it was going to be. Something you'll notice, which is extremely smart to do, is the Demon Hunter is bouncing from Healer to Elemental Shaman to Healer to Elemental Shaman, and then that allows me to, whenever he switches to Elemental Shaman, I'm going to mind control the Priest. If he switches from Elemental Shaman to Priest, I'm going to start mind controlling the Elemental Shaman. So now he's back on the Priest, I mind control the Shaman, but he kicks it. He banishes him. Now I mind control him back to back. Now that he's focusing on the Priest, do Prayer of Mending again. I'm going to get focused, so I do Holy Ward on cooldown, get myself back up. I think I may end up popping Greater Fade. Yeah, I just popped it right there. I stun the Elemental Shaman, so that way I can get some heals back in. And now that I'm struggling with health, I just get out of there because I've got Ray of Hope still. So I'm going to top myself off, and then I can go back, and if I need to, I will Ray of Hope the Demon Hunter, which is what I did. So sometimes it's okay to sacrifice a little bit of time, get yourself completely topped off, so that way when you come back with Ray of Hope, you can top your DPS buddy back. So now he's focusing on the Elemental Shaman. He's getting him down pretty good. He stays alive for quite a while longer, even though he was at a sliver of health, just barely. So the fight goes on for a little bit longer, but basically what I thought was pretty good on both the Warrior Resto Druid and this fight is just swap back and forth, use your cooldowns, when put pressure on the healer, so the healer has to use their cooldowns and trinkets, then put pressure on their DPS so they use their defensive cooldowns and trinkets, and you wear them down slowly but surely. And once dampening gets high enough, between Ray of Hope and Greater Fade, you should be able to outlast them if you play it correctly. Because once dampening gets high enough, your heals just start doing nothing. It's like insignificant, but you have such great cooldowns that even if your heals aren't doing much, uh, Greater Fade makes it so you don't have to take any damage. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think. I really like this combo, and thank you guys very much for watching.